Corey Thorne, a spiritual healer, psychic medium, life coach. For anyone who is new joining in, welcome to my page. I am just making sure I'm up fully on both here. I am broadcasting on Facebook and on YouTube at the same time. Well, hello, Lindsay Burt. I am up. Okay. Just making sure I'm up, Lindsay. Hi, Dion. And Nikki, hello. Just letting myself just letting the room fill up a little bit here. And Leah, hi. And so we're, as we're letting the room fill up, this is a Q&A night. I am coming in to pull some cards and do some readings. So, hi, Catherine and Ellie, hi. Always nice to see you too, Ellie. And Linda, hi. Amelia, hi. And so, Amelia. So Amelia, if you're not, I always say I don't make loved ones come in. Loved ones come in when they decide they're coming in. They're in charge. We're not. We have this thing about us that we want to be in control, but you never know. And also, if you want to book a personal reading with me, you do book under the Spiritual Intuitive Guidance on the website, okay, because there's more than just pulling in a loved one that goes into a reading. And that's a very important thing to remember, that in any reading, it is more than about just being able to get that loved one to come in. Because the thing to remember is about our loved ones is that all of our loved ones are okay where they are. It's us they worry about. So we'll see what we got. We'll see who gets pulled here, who gets chosen for a card. I never know. I don't come in with any plans and I don't come in with any set. I hear the names and I look for them and find them. Hi, everyone. So while we're waiting for people to join in, I'm just going to kind of, hello, Karen and Clayton and Juanita and Rhonda and everyone else who's joining in. Carlene, hi. Pick you. Everybody wants to be picked. Danielle, hi. So if you're new and you've never been to my page, welcome. I just gotta fix my camera. My camera seems very off to me. So if you're new, welcome, and just know that this is live and real, and so there's dogs and cats in my house, so you're going to hear barking, you're going to hear outside noises. I operate out of my house, so you will hear noises. I'm pretty real. And aloha, Natalie, hi, and Jacqueline, hi, and Connie, hello, and Annette and Barb, hi everybody, and Kylie. And so you'll hear noises, but also if you're not on my YouTube channel at all the time, or you're not subscribed and on my YouTube channel, please go to my YouTube channel. I just started doing the podcast. Just made the second one before I came in here tonight. I have started that. And if you're not in Corey School of Magic and taking advantage of some of the things that we have happening, some of the free meditations and the healing circles, and right now the Goddess Healing Circle course is free. If you go to the website and you subscribe, you can get into that for 2 weeks. It's only open for 2 weeks, and it's free for the 2 weeks, and that's a 4-week healing circle that we're doing. It is all about getting to the essence of making ourselves a priority. Also, oh Jesus, did I not bring one? Oh yeah. Also, if you have not purchased my book, or if you have not heard of my book, it's More Than Existing in Corey School of Magic. I have the More Than Existing program, which is, I'm going to say it as it is a life-changing program. It is an amazing place for women to join. Right now, we don't have a men's part to the course, but we will be. We will be adding something in. We're going to be kind of adding more on and extending it on. There's going to be a lot of courses coming up that are entry, that are kind of entry and introductions into the More Than Existing program. So, and signing up to Corey School of Magic is free. It is just like coming in here. It is free. It's free to sign up. So if you're not there, go in. And so the website is all scrolling across the bottom of the little band, if you can see it. And it's CoreyThorne.com. And all of my information, everything that I do is on CoreyThorne.com, CORRIE, Thorne.com. And then Corey School of Magic comes up as, I think it's, how's that go? I think it's Corey School of Magic at Teachables. I think it is. It's on the teachables.com. And then my book is through Amazon.ca, Amazon.com, Chapters, and Indigo has it, Barnes & Noble, and Balboa Press, who is my publishing company. So while we're waiting for everybody to get in here. Okay, so I'm going to start now. And always remember, if you don't get chosen, you can always choose to book your own appointment with me. I take personal sessions. I am only pretty much doing 3 days a week right now because I do teach 4 nights a week. So, my schedule is not very open when you go in there, but it is. There's 3 days a week that you'll definitely find me. I believe it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays that you'll see me in there. Anything that's a special request, or if you want to book a group, just send me an email. Don't message me in the Facebook group for something like that, or in the Facebook page, because that's automated. So send me an email, and I can help you through that. Okay. Oh, Danielle, you're in BC? Oh, I'm thinking of you and your grandma. Okay. Let me get back. And yeah, and I know you'll see my phone number on my website and stuff. It's like, go right to my website and book, because me trying to remember always to get people booked in is so hard. So please go directly to the website to book your sessions. And it's all video. I don't do any in-person sessions right now at all. Okay. So my first card, is for Dion Duchamar. Dion, you're being called. It's like loud and clear, kind of coming out to me. And so if you're still here, Dion, could you let me know so I know you're there? Hello, everybody. Hi, Brenda and Tracy. And, oh, you're there. Wonderful. Okay. And Regina and Melissa and Rowena. Hi. And Raina. Hi. And Teresa. Okay, Dion. So this first card's for you. And I do have the color blue. And I have the color blue coming up around you today. Dion, I don't know why I have so much of the blue, but I have a lot of blue color. And I pulled the deception card for you. And I feel like there's somewhere you're either deceiving yourself or somebody else around you. Like, it just feels like it might be just like something of a gossipy, or something of you're being told to just be aware of, oh, see, it came out in 2 cards for you. I got the loss and I got the hidden motives. What's behind someone's actions and what's going on. And then I got the deception card, Dion. And I'm not sure if it's like something is behind the curtain, or something is being like held. And it might be you deceiving yourself that I'm all good. I can do it all by myself, but it's not. I feel like there's just something here that's just telling me that you're viewing it is. I feel like it might be you. I feel like you're like viewing life or viewing from the heart as if everything is lost. Like or somebody's playing like the poor me game around you. There's a lot of that victim story around you here. And I just and it's coming up in the sense of, and I have the loss, and it's like, is the ship coming in or is the ship going out? Like, is it truly, is somebody really that hard done by? You're not, right? And so it's like, what is really happening around us? What is the energy that we're feeling? What is taking place around me? What's happening inside? And I want you to take a moment, take some time and go inward. It's like you really truly need to go inward with your thoughts. You have to think of, and this is how I know it's an inward, because in this card, it's like the deception is like right at our heart. And I just feel, and it's like, it's that sense of just trusting your heart, trusting your, trusting the motives of like trusting your own intuition around something that's coming up here. Your heart and everything that is aligned to your heart, knowing happiness, it's what's most important to you, Deanne. And I'm going to put those back in because I feel like you've got some outside energy around you. And what did you tell me? So Deanne, I'm trying to go all the way back up and I can't get it. Yeah, Deanne, a loss. Yeah. Yeah, I got a loss. And I don't know, I got some stalled energy around you, like something is being stalled or something is being held up. Something is being kept. And I'm not sure exactly what it is yet. I'm trying to find you. Oh, you were in need of a card badly. I just had to find your statement that you wrote earlier. But it's like, okay. Okay, Deanne. Thank you. So he's not gone nowhere. I know that. Like, it's like everything, like feeling as if you're lost or feeling like it's like that, like nothing is left or things are gone. And it's not real. Like there's still so many other things around you. Blue. I got blue. You're blue. I got the color blue. And I'm like, the color blue. A lot of blue around you. A lot of blue. A lot of blue energy. And you're being told kind of like that Joan of Arc energy is what I'm getting, is that. And so I'm flipping this around on you. I know you feel very lost. I know there's grief. I know this is happening. What you're being told is that what's deceiving us, or that deception, that heart, he deceived you while he was on earth somehow. He wasn't always there. He wasn't always there for you. He never always was present while he was there. That's the deception. It's like, don't convince yourself that he was always there, because he wasn't. And where he was and what was happening for him, it's like what he's telling you from the other side is that you've been doing it on your own for long enough. You've always been doing this on your own. You've been like the survivor. You've had the courage. You're like the Joan of Arc energy. See, I knew I had to put the cards back in. And it's right. And it's like you were the strength, even though he was, might not have been a bad relationship between you two, but it was like you were the strength. You're the strong one. You're the one who was present, and I think you're the reason why I'm in here, because I wasn't coming in here tonight. I was waiting to come in here, and I just kept hearing, get in here, get in here, get in here, and the color blue. And so just know that whole sense of loss, that whole sense of like a lack of, he says now he's better for you than he's ever been. He's still working for you. He's still working with you. You've been through a hell and back in the past few years. And it's like there's been a lot of dark thought energies, right? Like a lot of like just feeling that lost energy, like just feeling like there's what else? There's nowhere else to turn. But you're being told that there's the light. And there's always light in the dark. and that the light is lighting up so much for you again. He said, you have done this before. You have been through this before. You have, and that here is the light, and the light is lighting up. And it's lighting up in your heart. It's lighting up in the light center. And he just tells me that. He says, it's like, don't be fooling yourself to think that you can't do this. You are the strongest human being that they know. And so you're being told to that you're walking a new path, you're walking a new journey, and that you've been able to do this, and you were built for this, and you were ready for this, and this is courage. Have the courage and strength to have the courage to know that you have the strength that you didn't know you had before, and that this is now being given to you in such a big way, in a bigger way than ever before. And as I start to shift and move that energy again, I feel like he's telling me that that he never, I don't know where he wasn't kind of caring for himself, or where he wasn't taking care of himself. But he says, you always made everyone else a priority, and including your children. You put the children first no matter what. And you put everyone else first no matter what. And that your life is going to be fulfilled. Your happiness, your joy is going to be dependent on you. Stop living as if you fully can't do it on your own, because you know you can. You have been doing it. And you will thrive through this. You will, and here's your, your will is what I keep hearing. And it's the blossoming of abundance and the power of 3. He shows me 3. So I don't know if you have 3 kids with him, but 3, he's telling me 3. And he's like, they're just, right? And it's so true. And you have to look at it that way. And so the power of 3 is what he's given me. And it's the yin and the yang. It's like finding the balance between that light and the dark. It's like that good days and the bad days. It's like, you're going to have your bad days. Don't deceive you or try to be strong on the days that you don't know that, or that you're not, right? It's like, just know that you have that, right? You had was it 3 kids? 3. Okay. 3 kids. Okay. Yeah. 3, power 3 kids. And so he's telling me there's 3. You're right. You balance each other out. Yeah, it's the yin and the yang. And that light, that he's always going to be the light in your dark. Like, that light is always there. It's never gone, always there. And that you'll be stronger than ever before. But your life is going to find some real big transformation. I feel like he's able to help you in such a big way from the other side. And he is going to help you from the other side. He truly is. So just know that your heart is, this is heart-centered healing coming in for you. So thank you. And I hope that helps you in some way. Okay. I also want to ask everybody, because for some reason, all of my stuff on Facebook, like all of my posts that I do, is kind of not, it's like, it says it's being seen by like one person, or it's being viewed by one. Somehow I've been knocked out of that little logographics thing within the Facebook. And I think it's because my title says healer in it. And I think it's because of that. Possibly. There's a lot of things happening in our world right now. And so share these pages, share my posts, share these pages, share these lives. Kind of just know that, it's like, in order for us to be able to keep doing the work that we do, we really, really want to, we can't let the negative energy take us down. We can't let the judgment, those places that are judging us, that are, like I said, it's like the Salem witch hunt is all over again. That judgment, that title, that whole sense of, someone stifling our words and shushing us up is all around us. So keep it going. Keep us alive, because when love, compassion, and kindness, and faith and hope are going to outride everything. And I don't care what anyone says. It will. Oh, thank you, Dion. Okay, now I'm going to go to Amelia Moore. I am choosing you. So I don't know if I have your grandmother yet, and I don't want to tell you I have her yet, but I'm choosing you. I'm choosing you for a guidance card, and I'm going to allow it to unfold for you. And I don't know why I just heard Amelia Moore. Like it looks like a cheesecake or something to me. Hi Amelia. So a cheesecake or a cake, like something that looks like that shape of like a flat topped cake. And I don't know why I have that around you, but I see that around you, unless it's like the Cheesecake Cafe or cheesecake, like some sort of cake that looks like that, and sweetness, like sweet foods. And I don't know if that would link to your grandma, if that would be tied to her, but I have that sweet, sweet food around you. So Amelia, if that resonates with you, and if it doesn't, it's a symbol, or it's like a symbol or a sign of a synchronicity moment that comes up for you. So it's like when you want a sign, it's like there'll be that kind of sign coming up for you. Your grandma was the one person who didn't abandon you. She never left you. She never abandoned you, even up on earth. Like, she was the one person who was always there for you. And she promised you something when she passed. I feel like she told you something, that when she passed, Amelia, that she would always be there, that she was never going to leave you. And so she just says the sweetness, the kindness, the gentleness. Over Christmas baking. Okay. You were just sharing those stories today? Okay. Sweet, 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 sweet. She knew how to get to people's hearts. It's the sweet tooth. It's the things that she loved, the things that she did out of love. And she says, and that's how you're going to make sure that you get strong again. Do the things out of love for other people. Those baking those cookies, those Christmas baking, making those desserts, that kind of thing was never about her. It was never for her. She says you're being too focused on what you don't have instead of what you do have. And she wants you to focus. We have her, and our hands are moving. And I feel like you have pieces of her. And I feel like you may have some, like, there's a lot of her Christmas stuff still around. And right, my mom was a teen mom. We lived in majority with my grandparents. The night she died, she told me I'd never be alone. See? And that's exactly, she told you. She said, you're attached to the sad story. You're attached to the passing. She says, you have to step up and out. You have to make sure that, take your focus off of what's wrong. And she says, cooking, when she baked, when she did all the stuff for everybody else, when she got you guys, when she could, take care of you, it meant that she had something else to focus on besides any of her own sadness. She said she had sadness in her life, but she had you. She had other things, but she had you. There was things that she had. She said, you're way too attached. She's giving you a little bit of a lecture here. She tells you that you're way too attached, and you're tied, and there's the attachment. You're chained to a story of her passing. You're chained to the story of her leaving you. You're wearing like the shadowed mask of the doom and gloom days. And she said, but she said, there's a lot of happiness, and there's a lot of happy joy. She said, because she says, I told you I'd never leave you alone. I am still here. Obviously, you made it in here. You got her. She's present. And she says, so take off that sadness. And so, right. And she said, yeah. And so, but that's your sadness. That's not her sadness. Because just think, if she was here, what she's telling me is that, she got to be happy that she didn't have to go through all that experience. I had the same story, Amelia. My grandma passed before I could get home to see her. And it was like the essence of, so you have to look at it in the way of the fact that, think of it, that you never had to watch her suffer that way. That she only had 8 days of that. So that means, you know what? I think this woman was an angel on earth. I think there's something of her that's still very alive. She is still an angel. She's still around you. And this time of the year is you start preparing for the worst days. You start preparing for that for a certain, like the time of the year that used to be your favorite times of the year. And I also feel as if she tells me something about like a big Christmas ornament. I don't know if it's like a big, like, or if it's a Christmas ornament, it could be something else, but it's like something like glass or ceramic. And she showed me like something glass or ceramic, and it feels like it's a statue or something like that that's also there. And she says, and you still have your grandfather, you still have that man, and he's still there with you. And she says, you know, the door to her is always open, just like her door to her house was always open. It was never locked. You were never had to be invited in. It was always open. She says, so the door to ask her to help you, the door to ask her to be with you, still very there, still very present. It is not gone. It is, you know, she's so close to you all the time. And that her, you know, her having those 8 days was 8 days that you got to spend with her. Then, you know, her leaving was that she never ever, you know, she never had to go through some like months and months or years and years of this struggle. She got to have she was blessed with beautiful days. And you have to remember that. Pop gave us all angels for our tree, our first Christmas. Oh, okay. And they're ceramic. Okay. She tells me you have it. Like there's this memory. She said, there's so many things. And she says, he's such a caring, thoughtful man. There's something about your grandpa that is like, and he's the thinker. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. In his hands, there's like an angel looking thing. It's crystals, but it looks like the shape of an angel. And that's him handing it to you. And so it's that whole sense of, you know, at the age you're at now, at the stage that you're at, where you are, you're at a pivotal point in your life, Amelia, where it's like your life is taking a turn. And it's like, what do you want your life to be from this point? Where, you know, are you going to live your, you know, you have the opportunity to live. And the opportunity to live means find that, you know, find that joy. Put your, you know, be your own angel, be that own glowing moment. And it's like you have so much to still enjoy with your grandfather. He shouldn't have to be worrying about whether or not you're going to be happy. He wants, you know, the years that he has, make it happy with him while you have him, because they're not fully stepping away from you. She is very with you. She's giving you a bit of a lecture here. She says, so take off that mask of sadness you're wearing. Take that off and let yourself be your happy, beautiful self, because there's so many things out there for you to enjoy. There's so much life for you to enjoy. And I feel like it's time for you to start to do that. Start stepping up. I'm flipping decks here for you. So, Amelia, I'm giving you one last card to go with that, to validate all of that for you. Milestone. See, I told you it's time. There's something coming up of a celebration or something for you to celebrate. And it's a milestone, like celebrating something big within your life. And so just know that there's going to be a lot for you to celebrate. There is a win. This isn't the events. There's just so much to celebrate. And it's truly in the white light. It is in the white light of love. And just see her there with you. Stop being so stuck. And we have that old stuck energy. It's like, just know that she's with you. That's definitely her. She always had good to listen to me, but guide me, right? Yeah, that's the way she was with you. And so she's doing this for you again now. And she's also telling me, I got one more thing. She's shown me like pearls, like a set of pearls or something with pearls on it. And I don't know what that is or why you need to pull that out or where you'd be wearing pearls or if she wore pearls, like a pearl, but I have a pearl. And I can tell you it's like our most irritating moments truly is like, what is the pearl? What is the pearl of those moments? What is our takeaway? What is our win? What is there, you know, always look for a win in the day. Look for the good thing. Yeah, look for the win of the day. Always find there's that pearl moment. There's always that one thing. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope that helped you in some way. Hi, everybody who's joining in. Okay, Kylie. Kylie Rail? Oh, okay, Kylie, if you're here still, I'm still reading you. I got to finish Amelia. Amelia, There was a pearl necklace in her jewelry box. I always wanted them, but they were her mother's. Pop still has them. Okay. Okay, Amelia, I feel like you may be getting those. I feel like talk to your pop about that and ask him about those pearls because I feel like she really truly would love for you to have those. I'm glad. See, that's her validation. There's her final validation for you. You know she's with you. Okay. Okay, Kylie. So any guidance, you're in desperate need of guidance. Do you have a specific question, Kylie, that you want to ask? Is there something specific you would like for me to look for you? I can tell you have some indecisive energy around you, and I don't know why you're so concerned about what other people think or why you got to get approval, why you have to get approval before you make a choice or a decision. But you have that around you. And it's like, I feel as if there's like a lack of self-trust here and being able to trust yourself. Yeah, a lot of difficult, right? Okay. So I'm like, yeah. And so I have a lot of mistrust within yourself and not trusting yourself to make your own decisions. I feel like there's a lot of things that wouldn't be in such conflict if you could just decide and make a decision. I feel like there's some things that you may have to kind of walk away from. You're looking at the world too small instead of the world so big. It's like you're looking at the half empty, not full. You have the creative endeavors, and all of your cards are coming out in reverse for me, except for the vast universe. So it's like this creative endeavor. I feel like there's a lot of things that needs to end. There's a lot of kind of a lot of loose ends that need to be tied up in your life. Moving forward, letting them go. And there's this blank slate. Like your life is your opportunity. The only thing holding you back is that you are waiting for validation from somebody out in the outside world, or you're waiting for approval. You're waiting for someone to tell you what to do. And it's like, we're not going to tell you what to do. We're going to give you guidance into the thing that just telling you. It's like, if we play the sad story or we live in the sad story, if we play our own violin too much, it's like we stop even trusting our own self. And it's like, this is your opportunity to write your own story. What do you want? What is your heart story? What is it that you truly want to see happening within your life? And don't put it out on somebody else or waiting for just that person. What do you want? What is it that what your heart and soul needs the most? And I feel as if there's a sense of, especially your purpose. I can tell you purpose only happens when we find the balance between giving and receiving, and when we truly allow ourselves to flow with our heart. And so there's a lot of, this is the conflict card. And I feel like you're always at battle with yourself. A lack of self-worth, or a lack of self-confidence is what comes up for me. You question everything in your head, feeling as if you haven't done enough. It's like, I haven't done enough. What more can I do? It's like, there's like so many, I'm like, you've become like your own worst enemy a little bit here, but it's like, it's everything you want is like really right here waiting for you. You just got to let it all go. It's like the honoring the path. It's like honoring your worth, honoring what it is that you originally wanted. And so in More Than Existing, this is how I take people back in the More Than Existing program. My very first question when we start More Than Existing is, what was your childhood dream? What did you dream of being? What did you want your dream to fulfill? What was it that you thought how did you want to see your life go? And then we transmute that over into the adult self and what is it that I truly love? What is it that I love about me? And not what I love about the world. What do I love about me? What are these things that really, truly, I can say that I'm proud of? And so you're kind of giving away your crowning glory all the time. You take away your crowning glory and you give it to somebody else. And so just trust that if you choose from in here, if you let go of all of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or if you let go of waiting for somebody else to define you, or waiting for someone else to bring you happiness, if you let go of all of that and go into your heart, you do have the vast universe. You have the number one. I feel like there's a new beginning for you, but you have to let go. You're really holding on very tight to either an old story or a fear of something, or not being able to, make a shift, make a change. In order to move forward, you're going to have to, like, take an action step. And the action step starts with one change. So I don't know if it's a change to a town, or just being able to let go of a story, surrendering over everything that you think you're responsible for. Let's start there, because you hold the weight of the world. Yeah. You're very wishy-washy. And if you're wishy-washy, it means that you're not trusting you. And if you don't know you, how are you going to know what you want in the world? And so if you don't know you, then everything that comes into your life and everyone comes into your life is always involved in the wishy-washy story. Right? And so it's the sense of you. So your biggest purpose right now is self-discovery. Your biggest purpose is to start trusting you. Your biggest purpose is to know there's a blank slate here, but you're holding on to an old story that needs to be let go of. And when you let go of the old story, you're going to be able to fully move forward. It's like, see yourself as golden. What do you have, what are the good things that you have going for you right now? And I'm willing to bet there is some already happening for you. And so, yeah. And I have and see, you're not letting something go. This is the lost card again. You're not letting an old story go, or you're not letting an old situation go. It's hanging on. And here's your transformation. You're walking over the bridge. The world is yours. And here's your kindred spirits. And I feel like this is a number one again. I got new beginnings. Both decks that I pulled from, your last card is a 1. It is a full new beginning. And so this is kindred spirit, kindred partner. I feel like it's like really, truly coupling together in love. Everything happens when you find you. And when you build the relationship with you, everything else takes place. But it's like there's rainbows. There's rainbows, and then there is the hot air balloons. And what rises balloons, right? What do we need to rise that balloon? It's like that balloon is not going to rise on itself when there's a basket. It's like love. We need love. And without self-love, and without being able to trust ourselves, without all of that, how can we ripen and glow in any other relationship if we can't have a relationship with ourselves first, if we don't believe in ourselves? And so this is your transformation. There's beautiful things coming for you. You're being uncloaked from your fears, and you're being cloaked in inspiration. And I feel like you're being inspired in this beautiful energy. And I want to say it's Metatron. I have the amazing, beautiful, wonderful, incredible, intelligent Metatron energy, mapping out a new life. But you have to map out, you got to blueprint this out first. Look at what it was that you truly wanted and allow your life to unfold from there. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of beautiful love around you, but it starts with you first. And I hope that resonates with you. So thank you. Thank you. Okay. You're very welcome. Who am I looking for? Lynn Sound Belrose. Yes, your mother does hear you. Sorry, the angels do hear you. And I'm going to actually choose you if you're still here. Are you still here, Lynn? I see yours, Kathy. I just don't, your name's not coming up yet. I don't think she's here yet, Kathy. Lynn Sound Belrose. There you are. Okay, Lynn. So yes, the angels definitely the angels hear you, but also your mother hears you. And that was the first thing that I got. It was beyond the angels, is because your mother hears you. And so your mother being having dementia, one piece of her is already in spirit world. And so she hears very, very clearly what is being said. Um, and so she knows when love is around her. She knows when people are present, but she doesn't like when people tell her, you know, she doesn't like when people she says, kind of treats her like she don't know nothing. Treats her because she's still, her spirit is looking in on herself that is there. And so she is very present with you. There's a lot of and I don't know if she still talks much. I feel like there's like some sort of like something about her voice, her being able to speak. And like she really freaking wants to speak. There's if she could say what she truly wants to say, look at fucking world. She has a lot to say. She says, I'm not no wallflower. So she's telling you from dementia, people with dementia come through so beautifully. So she's telling you from where she is that she's not no wallflower. She's not dumb. She knows what's going on. She sees what's happening. Just because she has her human mind gone, her spirit mind is still here. She can say a few words. Yeah. And so she says, if only I could get my words out, if only I could say everything. But she says, do know that you know, I want I want you to be happy. I want you to know love. She says, don't worry about me. She said, but I'm not a wallflower. I still need things and I still need people to be there. And she says, no, but I don't like being treated like I don't know nothing. She says, and stop calling me poor mother. And whoever calls her poor mother or poor woman, stop calling me poor woman, poor mother. She hates being called poor. Whoever says that around her, she doesn't like it. She doesn't like that. Because I'm not that. I'm not that. My poor mother, that poor woman. She said, that's not who I am. I'm anything but that. But she says, that's her message. And she says she does hear the prayers. And it's like she keeps looking up. She keeps looking up at something. And I feel like sometimes she might say somebody is there. And she says, and that's not just my dementia. That's real for her. She's got somebody there right now who's waiting for her on the other side. And I feel like it's a male. And she said, he's always there. He's always there. He's always there. He's always there waiting for her. And so she tells me like she's always like looking because she says she can see him beyond the veil. Like she knows he's there and he's waiting for her. And she says she knows what's there for her. She says, but before she goes, she wants to be sure to know that you're happy. She wants to know that you're content. She said, so fill her in on your life. That's what she wrote on a card. Be happy. Your sisters and your aunts, her sisters say that. Well, tell them to stop because it's pissing her off. She don't like it. She doesn't like it. And if you listen enough, you'll actually hear her. She's still there. She's just more spirit than she is in that human body. Her spirit essence is still very alive. Her soul is still alive. And so she's telling me tell them to stop that. And so you seen her looking up? And she nodded, yes, okay. Yeah, she is. So she tells me she's always looking up and what she sees is real there. That is your dad. He's there waiting for her. And she says, so know that when my time is up, I am not going alone. Because he is there waiting for her. And she's always looking up. She's always there. Thank you for validating that. Because I can see her so, like, I can feel and sense her. And she's so present with me right now. Yeah, and so it's like you are feeling her. You know her needs, you know her wants because you are connected to her. Your umbilical cord connected. You know what she needs. And so trust your own judgment on what's best for your mom, okay? Really do that. But she's very concerned about me, about you. She's very concerned about you. And so she tells me to tell you about a partnership, like a relationship. And she's winking. And she's winking at this. And she tells me, like, and she shows me that before she dies, or, you know, before she leaves here, she wants to see you find your heaven on earth. She wants you to see you living in your peace. She wants you to see your full happiness, and your doors of happiness are opening for you. It's not you searching for her today. It's actually her coming for you today. She's coming to tell you that there's a blessing being bestowed upon you. It's time for your doors to open up. It's time for good things to start happening for you. Don't worry about good things happening for her, and don't worry about her. It's like, just start worrying about you more. Start putting the focus into you, because it is more about you now. And I just see love is on the way. And it's like, start planning, you know, start planning your life. Don't be planning like her, you know, her end life. Don't worry about her. She says, and when I go, you can even put me in a box, in a wooden box. Don't even worry about a nice casket. Don't even worry about nothing. Just know that I will be at peace. She's not angry at you. She is not angry. She loves you. And that's why she's giving you the door to happiness and healing. That's why she's giving you this card. That's why. Yeah. Because she wants you to. She says, she just know that, you know, she's lived her life. She's lived her life. And her love for you is eternal. And you know her better than anybody. And you know, even though she would complain about having to go or having to do, she knew it was best. And she knew if you had have kept her, you would have wasted your years taking care of her. And that's not what she would have ever wanted to see happen. So where she is, her angels are there. So the angel that you're asking about is your dad. And he is very much there, and she's looking at him, and he is waiting. Now it's your turn. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. You even mentioned that to your family? I'm looking at my phone, guys. I have some messages. They come up here faster than they come up there sometimes. If you're wondering what I'm doing. You mentioned that to your family, that you felt she is. She's validating everything. See, she hears you. She knows you're talking. Kathy Morey. I don't know if I have your daughter-in-law yet, but I'm going to pull a card for you, because you're here all the time. And so, and I just want to give you, I see you on here all the time asking. No, Stacy, it's being good, but we'll see. Now that you're here, God only knows. Thank you, Teresa. Okay. Kathy Morey, you're still here, right, Kathy? Make sure you're still here. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right, Kathy. So I am projecting forward here. I have a lot of, Kathy, I don't know what this is, but I got like a snack bar. You know, like chicken and onion rings or something like that. Something rings. Chicken. Something about chicken. Chicken. Like the taste, chicken and taters, or chicken and onion rings, and like chicken. And I just got this freaking smell of chicken. And it's like, as soon as I started to pull up the cards for you, I got the smell of like a chicken bar, like chicken, like going to pick up chicken. So I don't know who was so tied to the chicken, or what the stories around the takeout food of chicken, but it's like, oh my freaking God, I can almost taste it in my mouth. I can taste I have it all over. Like, it's like the smell won't go away, and it's everywhere. And what I'm getting for you is that there's a lot of energy of people being stuck in the past or living in the past and using the past as an excuse not to get better, or using the past of the reasons why they shouldn't have to do things or why things shouldn't. She worked at the chicken bar? Oh my God, way too cool. Well, we know she's here. Oh, I love it. I could be, as many years as I've been doing this, I still live in fucking awe of this. They still bring me in awe. Okay, she's here. She wanted to give us a big sign that it was her. So, Kathy, we have her. Okay, and she's talking about the chicken bar. So that's her validation that it is really her. And so and I'm laughing, and she's laughing. She's got a real sense of humor around her. And she says, listen, when is everybody going to get out of this misery? When is everybody going to stop being in the past? When is everybody going to start living again? People are not living. Like, there's so much to live for. She says, I want everybody to live. I want everybody to be happy. And she says, so like, start planning and start looking at a future. She says, everybody honors her and everybody remembers her. And she says, but she says, I had a lot of good memories too. She says, I didn't do everything right. Don't get me wrong. She says, it's like, she's glad that everybody honors her and everybody remembers her. She takes great pride in that. And she says, she's very happy about that. She said, but there's more than me, and there's more to life than me. And she says, you have a lot of her with you, like a lot of things. She says, but the people can't use my passing or the past in general as an excuse for their bad behaviors. And she says, and don't be enabling anyone else's bad behavior. Enough is enough. And she's planning an action. She said, there's a new direction, there's a new way. Starts leading, and there's somebody is moving. I have somebody moving or moving away or keeps talking about moving and does nothing. Like, I'm going to do this, and doesn't do anything. Like, shit all happens. Nothing takes place. And so being told that it's like starting to be able to move forward into a new direction, starting to take that a leap of faith, happy moments, starting to move into the happier times. And I don't know why I get like, and so this is the victim mentality that, and this card is like stuck. And she said, this is the validation. This is where this is a man, like a man or somebody tied to a story, stuck in a story, and plays the victim mentality. And I don't know who he is, but she's like wrapping a big circle around him and saying like, we can't pick him up. You're trying to sell your house? Okay. Well, there's something about like planning and action. So once we move on beyond the past, we have to let go. So we have to let go of any ties to any stories of being attached to anything so that your house can sell and you can get moving. You are going. There is a move. There is a new direction. We want you to be able to move forward. It will happen. I don't know if you'll get exactly what you're asking for it though, but I think you'll get close. But there's somebody that's got this energy stuck, and somebody keeps you tied to the past. Somebody keeps holding on to you. Somebody's got a fear of you moving forward and moving on. And it's like, no, it is time. You have to start honoring your direction. You have to start walking your new path. And she says she's guiding you through this. I feel like you were there for her through thick and thin. I don't know why. I feel like you stepped up for her when she didn't have strength or something to do it for herself. And she says, I know I left behind a lot of hurt, and I know there's all kinds of hurt. And so just know that once we can fully let go and start to embrace and start to take that journey, is that you're being taught. She's your greatest teacher of how stuck we can be. She's your greatest teacher in you, but you were her greatest teacher in having to sometimes have courage and strength when you didn't know where you get it from. And you, like somebody else, got that kindred partnership. And I just feel like there's like this kindred, like some sort of like loving kind of relationship around you somewhere. I feel like there is love around you. You looked after her and her boys. Okay. Yeah. And so she's now looking after you. And she says, because you looked after everyone else and you've done that, now it's your turn. And for you to have a happy life. And I feel like your happy life's coming in. And there's a commitment. There's some sort of commitment and happiness and joy that's coming around you. And I'm like, she's like bringing that forth for you. She says, it's time. She said, you can't make other people change their path, but your direction, your path, your journey is changing. And now she has me starving because all I can taste and smell is chicken, is chicken. And I feel like she's just like, yeah, she'll take care of you, the children, everything. She's there with you. Thank you for doing that for her. And now she's doing what she can for you. And yeah, maybe you'll have to go get some chicken too now. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, thank you. I hope that helps you in some way. And we're wrapping your house and just like we're releasing and cutting all those chains that everyone else has tied to your home, to you still being stuck there, and just setting that free. She was only 35, right? Yeah, so young. So young. She's very alive in spirit world, obviously. Obviously. So so guys, I'm just gonna do a general card now. Um, I'm just going to do a couple general cards, and then I hope they resonate because I can't choose everybody. I'm just going to give a couple general cards, and I hope they resonate with some of you, and I'll give a channeled message to go with that. And then I hope they really do resonate with you all, and that you can connect it to you somehow, and come back. I will be back again. We'll be back doing more of these Q&As. I do them whenever I have free time. Now that I teach a lot, now that I teach a lot of nights in the week, it's hard for me to get in during the week because I teach every night, or 4 nights a week. But I try to get in as much as I can. But do go to my YouTube. Go watch the channel messages. And now that I have the podcast started, the podcast will be up regular. Sign into the school. And if you go to my page or to my website, if you go to my Facebook page, all this information's up. The Goddess course right now. And so what the Goddess means is putting us as a woman first, making yourself a priority, putting yourself as the important part in your life. And the healing circle is about, moving beyond the stories, the conditioning, all those things. And I do some meditations. It's like it truly is about removing, old emotional wounds and stuff that we have, that we hold. And sometimes we don't know how deep we hold some of those emotional wounds and hurts and grieving pain. So yeah. So that course is free for 2 weeks. And if you go into the Course School of Magic, and that's posted right on my page. It's also on my Instagram that you can follow in through there. And so these are now just the last cards I'm doing are general. Exactly, Raina. Cut those chains. And so the first card I pulled is the Healing Light. And as the healer in me, the spiritual healer in me that steps in and helps people be able to heal, rewrite our stories. Part of the journey about what I help people do is I help you be able to put life into perspective, to look back at that stories from who we are today. Look at what was real to those stories, what's real now, because our past is only alive as the life that we give it, and that we can't deal with our real pain when we're so surrounded in clutter of emotional stories and past that clutters around, that holds us hostage, and then we're stuck in the misery and we can't focus on the real pain. I can't take away somebody's grief, and I would never want to. That's something that we have to allow ourselves to go through. And the more we try to push it away, the more we try to push it underneath the rug and tuck it all away and say, I'm okay when I'm not, and not asking for help, the more that it builds up the clutter of everything else around us. By setting ourselves free, by surrendering over, is that all the things that we know that is not in our control, all the things that we keep owning and keep and holding on as if we're responsible for everything that's ever happened in the world, or by believing that we have to keep those stories of the past alive, like keep punishing ourselves over something we did 20 years ago, by always seeking forgiveness. It's like, what are we seeking forgiveness for? Because if you look at the God consciousness, there is no judgment. So if there's no judgment, we don't need that forgiveness. It is there. It is there. And whoever this is that's commenting in my book about inbox me for readings, I don't know if that's something real, or if that's if that's something that needs to be blocked. And I can't do it from my end. No, so anyone seeing that Baba come up there, don't comment back and don't inbox, please. Please, please, please. We got to get that blocked out. And I don't know how to block it from here. I can't do it from right here. Just let me see. Hold on before I finish up. This is what I'm talking about is happening. Yeah, we're getting spammed here. Don't anybody message that, okay? Don't anybody answer into that. Let me see if I can get it out. Stay with me. Give me a second. Let me get this energy out of here. Don't anyone answer that, Baba. Okay. We have to do that on occasion. Don't anybody answer that. That's a spam, and it happens. It gets into our world. Got it blocked. We got it blocked. Okay. So back to the healing light, back to that energy. And if you ever receive like an email or a friend request from me saying that I'm asking for something of you, like asking for money or asking for you to, pay this amount to get a reading, that will never, ever be me. Ever. Don't ever answer. Don't ever respond to that. Anything that is done that's of monetary will be posted in my events. I will tell you, it's only in my website work. It is never me asking you to donate money into a, for a reading type of thing that way. Anything that I'm going to do, you're going to know about it. So don't. So back to the grief. So yes, so the grief is very real. And the only way that we can deal with this, and the only way that we can, and the only way we can step ourselves forward into being able to allow ourselves the room and the space to know that it is okay. It's like we get guilted for having grief. We get guilted for feeling sad. We get guilted for having all of these things. And then you get told to get over it. It doesn't work that way. Healing happens, and how my work happens is that we're able to write a new story and still be able to work through that process, to give you space, to hold space, to be present. But torturing ourselves, beating ourselves up, being caught in old stories and old games doesn't help us in any way to be able to allow ourselves to go through the process. And so when we're working through this, it is about more than existing. What it is, it's about more than just being here, that we're not here to just be here and live in misery and be sad and be unhappy and stay in situations that are not serving us, that are causing us more pain and hurt than ever before. It's about being able to, rise up and be able to find the essence of us, to see a glow in our eyes. Love don't hurt, and our heart shouldn't hurt 95% of the time, right? It's like that essence, that there's always a bit of love and light left in it. Oh, thanks, Camille. God, I hope so. Not I hope so. I know so, Robert. I know we have this, and I wrote about this in a few of my channeled messages, that there is some challenges still to come, guys. It's not this challenge is not over yet, but it's like holding the faith in all of this is not always easy, but holding on, we hold on. And so, yeah, so I removed that. So if your name was tagged, don't answer that, okay? And so the next card that comes out is taking steps and peace. And they're all in the self-love. They're all in beautiful pinky, taking a direction towards ourselves, stepping into our light. Kind of like when we let go of getting caught in the chaos of the angst that's in the world, when we look at the motives and the manipulation behind. And today I found myself like kind of wanting to get engaged in a conversation when I heard somebody else speak about, it's like, people are being fooled. People don't know. It's sad that our world is being fooled. It's sad that people are being fooled. And if you only knew you're being fooled, well, the same person who's speaking of that we're being fooled is maybe also being fooled. How do we know we're not being fooled? How do you know that? If you truly are living from a place of your heart centered and living from a place of love and light and compassion and kindness, you're going to know what's right for you. And that you don't need someone to tell you how you should live your life. And that's what I would say. I'm not anyone's guru. I'm here to give guidance. I'll give tools. I'll give all the wisdom and knowledge that I have. We have free will. And you have to know that your free will is something that you have to put into practice. And that includes even in relationships. I will decide. And when we start to find our inner trust, when we start to find that strength in ourselves, it's like we don't ask for permission so much. We walk into our space and into what we want and say, hey, you know what? This opportunity came up. I feel like I need to do this. I'm going to be doing this for me. And it's not asking, hey, are you going to be okay with that? Do you think that's okay for me? Or, it's like, well, let me go ask everyone else in the world before I decide for myself. And it's like, what did your heart want? What was that first thought that came in? And not the whole, I want to fix somebody else. What is it that I need for me? And so being in that presence of awareness and returning to the essence of us is truly about in alignment to what it means to live a life that's compassionate, that's kind. And if we're not being kind to ourselves and we're not being compassionate towards ourselves, we will eventually even turn on our own selves. I have seen some of the most wonderful people get caught up in the stories that are happening now and turn ugly and become ugly to a lot of people. And then they become ugly to themselves and they mistreat themselves. I'm like, this is not a time to, let it to become more of that. We're here to become more of this. We're here to find, of all of this during these times, the one thing we should be able to do is to be able to support each other, to be able to show compassion to each other, to say, you know what? I do understand your suffering. I do understand this is happening. I do see that, this may not align to your values, but this is, but attacking me or attacking somebody else is not going to change your situation. In the end, when something real shitty happens and something bad goes down, do you want to be on the side of saying, oh, I contributed to that? Or do you want to be on the side that's saying, I was trying to pull people up and trying to encourage people to stay in faith, trying to hold on, right? And so holding on to that within yourself, knowing you and staying true to you is a very important thing. Sue Ann, this is my first time watching and listening to you, and I only heard about you from my daughter, Angie. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. I love seeing that there's so many people from all over the world here. So for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm originally from Newfoundland, Canada, and now I live in Alberta, Canada. I've been here for well over 20 years. I left Newfoundland at 27 years old, and I took a leap of faith, and I moved to Alberta, and I didn't leave a life of poverty. I was actually doing quite well in Newfoundland, and even though it was well, I still knew there was something more, and I just made that choice, and I chose to move. And then I moved to Alberta, and I opened up my own salon, and I've been a hairdresser. I was a hairdresser for over 30 years, and esthetician, and I've been a business owner for many years. And then I moved again, and I took another leap of faith almost 2.5 years ago. And I took another leap of faith on my way to a Hay House event, which is a writers' conference in Toronto. And on the way there, I stopped to look at one house, which was only a few minutes away from the airport. As I was flying out, I was sending money to put a deposit on the house in this next town. I left everything behind in my old town of Slave Lake, moved to Leduc, started a new life again. Just taking those leaps of faith, but knowing that I had to trust that my life was unfolding. And from there, I came here to write these books. And so I've written 4 so far, and I have the 5th one. Can't publish them all at the same time because they cost a lot of money. So More Than Existing is out. And it is the story of the lies and the lies and the half-assed truths that we tell ourselves to stay in our realities, to stay in that reality that we create, the stories we tell ourselves that are only as real as the life we give them. And then I started my cards, which are in creation. And these are the oracle cards that I'm creating. And these are from the shadows. And that we all start out innocent. We all start out good. We all start out full of joy and happiness. And how life takes us so far from there. And our whole journey is to find our way back to the home. And that is the home within here. And so I've taken many leaps in faith to find my way to here, because I lost myself somewhere along the way. And I lost me. And I lost my health. And I ended up with a neurological condition. I ended up, my back is destroyed. I have vertebrae that were crashing, are just crumbling. I could not feel my legs, my feet, my hands. I still can't feel my hands or my feet, but I've never given up. And I've never lived in victim. I keep moving. I keep striving. I keep seeking and searching. What more is there? Because the only person who's ever going to save me is going to be me. And that's what you have to remember. The only person that's coming in to save us is us. We'll have a lot of people help us. We have a lot of people support us. And do you know how we save ourselves mostly? We ask. We ask for help. We ask for guidance. We ask. And we ask our own selves, what do I need? What is it that is missing from my life? Not what do I want? When your wants in life start to outweigh your needs, you got a serious issue. Right? Because the wants become a desire. And when our wants are not getting met, we become angry, frustrated, we become deceitful, we become pissed off. We have all these other things that are so far away from the truth of us. But with our needs is a different story. With our needs, we sit in mercy. With our needs, we show ourselves mercy. We show ourselves compassion. And we show ourselves that, you know what, I'm not the only person in need of this. But I'm equally as worthy of this, because we are all equally as worthy. But what action steps are we putting in? What are we doing for ourselves? Because if we're not putting nothing into making our lives better, and we want everyone else to do it for us, we want something out there to do it for us, it is not going to happen. And, you know, to have that sense of too much pride to not ask, when we truly start to return to the essence of us, we show ourselves mercy, we show other people mercy. Then we return to the essence of what it is to live in grace. To live in grace is to live in the essence that we have the essence of the God consciousness within us, which makes us all equal, all equally worthy and deserving of a good life. And I live by that. I've had to work hard for this, and this is not coming easy. And it's like, and this hasn't come easy. So when I see, big places like Facebook and, YouTube kind of knocking us out of, being able to be seen or being able to be heard, it kind of does really piss me off, because we are the everyday people, and we're real people, and we are working our asses off to just, to be able to more than just exist. We're working our asses off and trying to give something back. We're trying to do good things for people in the ways that we can, and still take care of our needs. Still got to put a roof over our head. We still have to do that. And I fought too hard to be this person that I will not let something else take me down. And so that's what you have to know. What are you fighting for? What is your urgent why? And when you do it with love, and you do it with a compassion for you, life really shows you miracles and magic. And it's like, and the magic is in the miracles. And when I talk about magic and Corey School of Magic, that's the magic that's inside of us. Not kapah. It is the magic that's inside of us. There is something wonderful inside of each and every one of you. You have to seek it and search it and bring it to life. Because why not you? Why not you? And so I hope that in some way helped you all. And I hope that connects to you. And I hope that makes sense to you. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for always being here and supporting my page and the work. I so appreciate it. And much love to you all, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I will see you all very soon. Thank you.